I wish I could stop that guy. I wish that guy died, but the shit talkers get all the money. The shit talkers get all the attention.
Yeah.
The shit talkers get everything. We get a bad rap, but we get everything else.
Mike Tyson just did something that has completely rocked Jake Paul's world. You see, Jake's been floating around like he's untouchable, basking in his own little fantasy of invincibility. But Tyson, with his legendary boxing instincts, saw right through that overinflated ego and figured out what was really going on. And let me tell you, it's gross. Jake had this ridiculous plan to cheat, throwing all his money into it like that would somehow make him unbeatable. But Tyson, with 40 years of experience landing knockout punches, just delivered a blow that's going to haunt Jake and his future generations. Seriously, his grandkids are going to be ashamed of the day Jake thought he could outsmart the baddest man on the planet.
Wanting to see me fail for literally like nothing. Like they're suing me for something I didn't do.
So now, Jake Paul is out there crying his eyes out after getting exposed, and honestly, for a split second, I almost felt bad for him. I mean, those tears make him look so innocent, like he's just a little lost puppy who didn't know any better. But then reality kicks in. Yeah, I've got a brain, and it's telling me loud and clear that Jake's crocodile tears aren't fooling anyone. The evidence is stacked against him, and let's be real, the guy's a master manipulator. We've all seen it. 4 years of Jake in the boxing scene, and from day one, he's been that ill-mannered, cocky kid who doesn't know the meaning of respecting his elders.
You heard it right, mother. I'm fighting Mike Tyson.
Isn't it too much? And surprisingly, out of 11 fights, this guy's managed to snag 10 wins, with 7 of those being TKOs. On paper, it looks like Jake's on his way to becoming the next big thing in boxing. A powerhouse in the ring, crushing his opponents left and right. But hold up, let's scratch beneath the surface and things start to get a bit sketchy. Because people aren't just clapping for those wins, they're raising eyebrows, asking the real question. Are these victories actually legit? I mean, come on, 7 TKOs in a row? That's almost too good to be true, and it's got the boxing world wondering if Jake's wins are more about what's happening outside the ring than inside it. And then there's the whole drama with his recent fight against Mike Perry. As soon as the match ended, rumors started flying around. Bribery, corruption, you name it. Did Jake really grease some palms to make sure those TKO victories kept piling up? And interestingly, Jake was a bit overweight at that time, just like Perry mentioned.
185, I'm damn near perfect here. Perfect platinum at 185. So Darren Till, he ain't gonna answer that call because he had time off too. Jake Paul, 230 pounds. Do I need to put some weight on and go fight somebody? You know, who? I'll fight anybody. Bare knuckle, they won't come do it with me. So what do I gotta do a star is born. I'm in Hollywood right now, bro. Put me in the movies. Don't nobody want the smoke.
It sounds like something out of a cheesy sports movie. But when you're talking about the world of boxing, where money and fame are king, anything's possible. Just the fact that these rumors exist is enough to throw a big, ugly shadow over Jake's so-called winning streak. Winning fair and square is one thing, but when there's talk of shady deals and rigged fights, it's a whole different ballgame. Now let's talk about what a TKO actually means. A TKO, or technical knockout, is when the referee steps in and decides a fighter can't safely continue. Maybe the fighter's not defending themselves, maybe they've taken victories. Tyson's made it no secret how much he despises those kinds of wins. In an interview on August 12, 2024, Tyson pretty much called it out for what it is, saying that TKO wins are a cop-out, a way to avoid the real test of a fighter's mettle. To Tyson, a TKO is like winning by default. It's the ref stepping in before things get really interesting, before the real fight has even had a chance to play out. And when it comes to Jake, with 7 out of his 10 wins being TKOs, Tyson's not buying it. He sees it as a sign of weakness, not strength. A real victory, in Tyson's book, is when your opponent is laid out on the canvas, no questions asked. Anything less is just a shortcut. Which brings us to Tyson's latest power move, pushing for KO-only victories in his fight with Jake Paul. On August 22, 2024, during a press conference at the MGM Grand in Vegas, Tyson laid down the law. This fight is going to be decided by knockout, no TKO nonsense allowed. And this, my friends, is a game changer for Jake. A KO means you've got to hit hard enough to put your opponent down for good. No ifs, ands, or buts. By stripping away the safety net of a TKO, Tyson's forcing Jake to prove he's got what it takes to actually knock someone out, not just rely on the ref to bail him out. This is no longer just a fight. It's a challenge to see who's really got the chops to stand tall in the ring. As Tyson said,
the shit talkers get all the money. The shit talkers get all the attention.
Yeah.
The shit talkers get everything. We get a bad rap, but we get everything else.
let's be real, this new rule has Jake sweating bullets. He was riding high, talking big, like he was untouchable, but now reality just slapped him in the face. Word on the street is that his camp is in full-on panic mode. I mean, think about it. Jake's built his entire boxing career on those TKO wins, where the ref steps in just in time to save the day. But now, with the KO-only rule, Jake's facing a whole new level of pressure. This isn't about landing a lucky punch or two. This is about delivering a knockout blow, something that requires raw power, precision, and a whole lot of guts. But Tyson didn't stop there. Oh no, he's also thrown another wrench into Jake's plans with a second rule: random drug testing. On August 26, 2024, Tyson announced that Jake would be subjected to completely random drug tests 1 week before the fight. And let's be real, for Jake, this is nothing short of a nightmare. Dana White was the one grabbing Tyson's attention at this point by saying,
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you.
He's been scrutinized for his physique and stamina for months, with people whispering that he might not be as natural as he claims. Now, with the threat of a random test looming, Jake's got nowhere to hide. There's no way to cheat the system, no way to prep for a test that could come at any moment. The uncertainty alone is enough to shake him to his core. And here is how he responded.
Might be taken. I don't know.
Whoa.
No, I'm just messing with you.
This nigga looks like a hot pocket, bro. Everyone says he be doing type of PEDs, and I be in a crib.
Tyson's concerns about Jake's physical condition aren't just for show either. Lately, Jake's body has been looking a little less like the chiseled figure we're used to seeing, and more like he's been slacking off in the gym. He is found more in parties hanging on the hands of his guards. His stamina's been questioned, and fans are starting to notice that he's not quite the machine he once was.
Be in good shape because your health depends on it.
Hey, you're the one that wanted 8 2-minute rounds. You want?
Tyson's not just throwing shade, he's throwing down the gauntlet. He's basically telling Jake that if he doesn't get his act together, he's going to get flattened. And then there's the other side of the coin. Jake Paul, once the golden boy with a promising future in boxing, is now looking a bit, well, let's just say a bit softer around the edges. His once impressive physique? Yeah, it's seen better days, and people are starting to notice. This isn't just some tabloid gossip. It's plain as day. Back on April 10, 2024, during a training session in Miami, Jake was caught on camera looking noticeably heavier, like he'd been spending more time at the buffet than in the gym. Those chiseled muscles he used to flaunt? They're starting to look more like marshmallows, and that's not exactly the image of a top-tier athlete.
I don't know if he's in his prime. He's fat. He should be lean and mean. He's fat and funky. I saw him with his shirt off the other day. He's fat. I thought, did you start training already?
Buster Douglas was fat, am I right?
I know, but you're no Buster Douglas. He's not going to win.
But this isn't just about Jake putting on a few pounds. This is a glaring sign that something's gone seriously wrong in his training regimen. Insiders from his camp have been whispering that Jake's been struggling to keep up with the brutal demands of training at the elite level. And that extra weight he's carrying? It's not just cosmetic fluff, it's a red flag. We're talking about declining muscle tone, poor fitness, and maybe the most worrying of all, a serious lack of commitment. It's like Jake's lost the fire that got him into the ring in the first place, and now he's just coasting, hoping his reputation will carry him through. And of course, Mike Tyson has something to say about it, because when does Tyson ever hold back? On August 18, 2024, in the recent press conference, Tyson practically tore into Jake with his trademark bluntness.
Be very scareful, yeah.
But Tyson didn't stop at pointing out Jake's squishy new look. He went further, delivering a brutal reality check that must have sent shivers down Jake's spine. Tyson's punches aren't just powerful. They're precise, lethal, and backed by decades of experience. If Jake doesn't get serious, he's going to find himself flat on the canvas wondering what hit him. And Tyson wasn't just dishing out warnings for Jake. He had a few choice words for anyone doubting his ability to fight at his age. At 58, most people would be kicking back and enjoying retirement, but Tyson? He's still out here proving that age is just a number. During that same press conference on August 23rd, Tyson threw down the gauntlet to his critics with a line that left the room dead silent.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face.
Whoa. You won't.
Talk about a mic drop moment. You could practically hear the gulping from across the room. Tyson wasn't just making a statement, he was issuing a challenge. And let's be honest, who's got the guts to take it? No one in their right mind would dare question Tyson's capabilities to his face, especially when he's got that fire in his eyes.